Alright mates, how's it going? In today's video, chapter 16 of Shadows Rising by Madeline Rue. Another brain trust meeting. All I ever bloody do is brain trust meetings. Let's go! The following morning, Zekhan was feeling pretty anxious as he stood in front of the Zanchuli Council. They'd called an emergency meeting to address the growing threat of the Widow's Bite, and Zekhan was feeling the pressure, because these were all really important people, and he was just a random bloke. The solution was pretty simple though, as far as he was concerned. Talanji needed help from the Horde, and the Horde wanted to give it. All Zekhan had to do was convince her that the safety and security of Zandalar was much more important than her personal vendettas. Although that might be easier said than done, or it might not be, considering what happened in the last chapter. The Widow's Bite would have us believe they are everywhere and nowhere, but this is not true. Now we know what they want, to weaken One Samdi because they believe it will weaken me. They will continue to target places of One Samdi's power, his shrines of course, and more importantly, the necropolis. It must not fall, but knowing where the rebels will strike means we can put a stop to this now. We protect the shrines, we protect the necropolis, and the Widow's Bite will be forced into open conflict. Zekhan started to clap, but then realised he was the only one doing so, and he realised he wasn't actually supposed to be supporting her plan, but convincing her of his own. So he cleared his throat, and then took a step back further into the shadows because he was bloody terrified. Rokhan, the chieftain of the Darkspear tribe, had arrived in Tazara Lord just before dawn. The brutal storm off the coast had forced him to use one of Gazlo's flying machines to make the journey, but even that had been dangerous. The contraption had literally exploded and crashed into the sea a few seconds after dropping him off. I agree with your assessment, Queen Talanji, but we best send those patrols now. Sentiment in the city is not good. These attacks make you look incompetent and weak. To Talanji's credit, she didn't flinch at that, even when Ward Druid Loti granted her agreement. The rebel threat ends today. Then let a force be assembled. The necropolis is vast, with many tunnels where little spiders might hide. It will take a great deal of resources to secure it. It was time. Zekhan wasn't technically scheduled to speak until after Zalani, but he knew this was his one opportunity to convince, before they all got too enthusiastic and certain about this plan. If I may. And then there was silence. Zekhan could have sworn he could hear a parrot flap its wings 6 miles away. Ah, Zekhan, come forward, boy. What do you have to say? Do we really have time for this? I can be brief. Don't send your soldiers to the necropolis. I mean, the Queen is right. One Samdi must be protected, and all the people of Zandalar. But you can't do it alone. This is a Zandalari problem. I'm not unreasonable. I can bend. The Horde may send their soldiers, if and when they agree to lend me those same troops against the Proudmoors. They'll never agree to that. And what then? Your people think you're weak now. What will they think when you can't protect your own shrines and temples against a band of rebels? The atmosphere shifted in the room. Suddenly, the council seemed very interested in what Zekhan had to say. You get one chance to write the ending of this story. So far, your people have only witnessed defeat. Can you stand to show them one more? Why take that chance? The Horde is willing to stand with you. With their strength, we can write a victorious ending right now. Talanji looked like she was about to punch Zekhan right in the face, but she kept her temper. This is propaganda. The boy has a point. The only propaganda I be seeing is what the Widow's Bite spreads against us, my queen. That tide is turning, and without a decisive victory, those rebels could raise the whole city against you. If the Queen's rule is truly threatened, then inviting the Horde force back here could be a mistake. I mean no insult to you, Rokhan, but what if your generals see an opportunity to invade? Lashk speaks wisdom. There are already rumours of such in the city. If the Horde is to come, then we must have certain promises in return. Justice for our city. Revenge for the Alliance siege. These rumours. I have my doubts about these rebels. They be too fast, too smart. Maybe a Loa be helping them. Or maybe something else. Like what? I don't know yet, boy. But I intend to find out. You won't have my support either way until we know more, Queen Talanji. The ambassador here be right. We only get one chance. Rokhan then walked out of the council chamber and Talanji followed him, and then the rest of the council members. Guess the meeting was over then. Zekhan stared speechless as arguments erupted and everything fell into uproar. He tried to get a word in edgeways, but there was no use. And then they were all gone, and Zekhan stood on his lonesome, scratching his head trying to figure out what the bloody hell just happened. Thanks for listening. Ah, they heard you, boy. And you did well. No, I didn't. Talanji doesn't trust me. She won't trust the Horde, and we're running out of time. You knew it this. Don't be so hard on yourself, boy. Some of the council will be listening to you, and that's no small feat. They see something powerful in you. and see what I see. Zekhan kind of perked up a little bit at that. A lower, a god, thought he was doing a good job, and that he was powerful. That was nice. What do they see? Besides a failure. Someone they want on their side. Okay then, maybe you're right. If the council can listen to me, then so can the queen. I won't give up. There you go. Zekhan could hear a hint of sadness in 170's voice, but that only strengthened his resolve. The lower needed protecting, and Zekhan would see it done. And we're leaving it there! I think I may have underestimated how many bloody council scenes there would be in this story. I've got a new PC on the way, which is going to make editing a lot smoother, but on my current potato, having that many characters in one scene takes a bit of a toll. As usual, link in the description if you're interested in buying this book. Also, there's links to my Discord server and my Patreon page too. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, all of that bollocks. And all that's left to say is, thanks for watching, and see ya!